Making chocolate nut squares. I haven't made these before. In here goes lots of chocolate, some butter, melt those in the microwave. In a microwave dish. That's not really a microwave dish, is it? But it's Pampered Chef and it's not bad. And then add melted peanut butter as well, vanilla extract and salt. So I think in the microwave I'm going to put in the chocolate, the butter and the peanut butter, smooth peanut butter, and melt it all together. Then mix in the pinch of salt and some vanilla essence. And at the end, once it's in a small dish, put in, as a topping, the chopped roasted hazelnuts. The recipe suggested putting something like cardamom in, or cinnamon, or licorice powder, and I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not going to do that. I mean, what could I put in? I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to make fudge next as well. It's all very chocolatey, isn't it? That's because it's keto. And in the fudge, I am going to put alcohol. Of course I am. In a microwave-proof bowl, I have put the chocolate chips, and I've doubled everything up. The butter and the peanut butter, and I've decided to put crunchy peanut butter in there as well. I'm now going to microwave it at half power for 2 minutes at a go, giving it a stir each time. So this is the first 2 minutes in the microwave, and it has melted at half power, and it's melted really well. I'm glad I didn't leave it in there for longer. I'm going to put it in for another minute. I've stirred it, as you can see, and we'll see how that does after another minute. I have a slight problem. Because I've used crunchy peanut butter, I can't tell whether it's melted or not, and whether the little lumps and bumps in the melted chocolate is the peanut butter crunchy bits or the chocolate not melted yet. I'm going to give it another 20 seconds. Let's see what happens. Now, these are the moments I really wish sometimes I was much more organised and actually had some parchment paper so that I could line this whole dish with parchment paper so this chocolatey mix doesn't completely stick to the edges. As you can see, I have spread some butter around the edge, and I just hope it doesn't then go all right funny on the chocolate thing and make it look horrible when I cut it up. I mean, I will be able to slice around the side with a palette knife or whatever to release it, and then hopefully turn it upside down and cut it that way. It will need to be in the fridge, refrigerating for ages. The problem is my fridge is quite full because my daughter's 30th party is here tomorrow, and she has filled it with lots and lots of food. I'm going to have to take some of my wine out, I think, to be able to fit this food in. I'm really pleased that I doubled up those ingredients because this is tiny. This is not a big dish. I don't think it's a big dish. I mean, it's the smallest one I've got, and it's barely touched the surface, but that does mean that just tiny little bites because it is going to be really rich. So that is the melted chocolate mix poured in there. I'm now going to sprinkle some hazelnuts on top. Loads of sprinkled chopped hazelnuts there because I bought 2 packs and I only needed one. I've only used half a pack. And I thought, when am I going to use chopped hazelnuts again? Because I never really do chocolate baking unless it's Christmas. And I'm sure the last time I did any chocolate baking and fudge and whatever was last Christmas. What a Christmas treat. So there we are. Hopefully those chopped hazelnuts that are still in the bag will last until next year. I can't imagine when I'm going to be using them again. I think we know when I'm going to be using those again, and it will be next year, but don't tell anybody, just in case they come round and I do something with hazelnuts in. Am I going to use them in anything else? No, of course I'm not. Anyway, because of the silicone sheet that I got from Lakeland decades ago, that's still going, and all the butter around the edge of that dish, it turned out perfectly. Just popped it onto a chopping board, turned it back around, and then cut it into tiny little squares so that it wasn't too over-indulgent. That's if you just have one. I served it for a little do I had for my neighbours. More about that next episode. Next episode, I am going to show you the chocolate brownies I made. I will also be completely honest about how absolutely scrumptious they were or weren't. Now, with these chocolate nutty squares, really good little treat for yourself, but be disciplined. Being keto and vegan, you're still going to put on weight if you eat too much. I know that, don't we all?